Hi, welcome to Food All You Never Wanted to Know. I was outside and it started to rain, so I'm finishing what I was doing inside here. We do have our little mascot here today, our 4-H bear. I'm going to demonstrate just for a moment how to grow pea shoots. There we have a dollar store container. Okay, I think it's a little dish cleaner, and a flat, garden flat. And over here we have a little mushroom bucket. And as you can see, there is only about an inch of soil in each of these buckets. And that's just some non-used soil yet that I'm going to use, potting soil. You need a nice light type of potting soil for these things. So these are snow peas that were soaked overnight. And I'm going to just spread them very liberally onto the soil. Of course, over here, I don't need quite as many. They can be touching each other. It's best that they not cover each other if you can manage it. I'm going to spread these around in just a minute. A little one back here. Doesn't need too many. Okay, so I spread them around and push them into the soil as much as possible. This one needs a little more spreading. You can do this pretty close together. Might actually need a little bit more. Now, what you want with these, snow peas are a delicacy. They're extremely high in nutrition. You can buy them for maybe an ounce for $4 or $6. It depends on where you're buying them. They're full of enzymes. They have lots of little micronutrients. They're very healthy. What I like about them is they taste like fresh peas. They're delicious. I like to cut them maybe after about 8 days. We'll see how far these get. And so after about 8 days, you cut them with a sharp knife, serrated knife, and they'll be nice and fresh and delicious. And I then chop them up and I put them on sandwiches, that kind of thing. Some people put them in salads. Some people stir fry them, but then you're killing all those great enzymes. Anyhow, we'll look back at these later and see what happens. I almost forgot to mention, it's really important. I just cover them just a teeny bit with soil, not very heavily. I dust them a little bit, and then I'll make sure that they're still nice and damp. So I might pack them down a little more. You don't really need to cover these. I like to do it just a little. Sorry. And then it helps to cover your trays with plastic. These garden trays, garden flats, you can actually buy these nifty little plastic hoods that you can stick on top, and that's really good to keep the moisture in. Once they start to grow, and you could use plastic wrap to cover these ones. Once they start to grow, you need to take these off right away because you don't want the moisture to build up in there, and you could possibly get molds, which would not be good. So we'll be back later to show you how they're growing. This is day 3 of the pea shoots. I have 8 large trays, 2 small trays, and 2 little mushroom buckets. As you can see, they're white, they're not green. And this is because you keep them covered for the first 2 or 3 days until they've sprouted. They've sprouted really well. You can see their little green shoots trying to pop up, and the roots have already gone into the ground. We'll check back in a couple more days. This is about day 6 of the pea shoots. See how much they've sprung up by 1, 2, 3 big trays, 2 little trays, and the 2 baby trays, and 2 more. And now, in case you think you can't do this, this is outside on our deck, under the eaves, so they don't get rained on and drowned, and so nothing bothers them. But you can do this on a sunny windowsill with a small container, or this is inside through our sliding doors. So anyway, we'll see how they continue to grow. These are the pea shoots at about day 8. These are the ones that were outside. And if you notice, the ones that were outside are shorter and stockier than the ones that were inside. That doesn't mean the inside ones are bad. They're going to be just as tasty. They're just a little bit lankier, so you would cut them maybe a little bit above the soil. And yeah, I was going to sell them at the auction yesterday, but they weren't fully grown enough yet. So I'll have to decide whether I'll go Thursday or store them till next week somehow. We'll see. Okay, so these are the pea shoots completely grown, and they're beautiful. They're very nutritious. They're full of enzymes. If you're in the middle of the winter and you can't get to the store and you've been growing these, they take about 8 to 10 days to get to this point, depending on the temperature in your house and the sun at the windowsill, or if you're doing them on a deck. And I already have harvested a bunch of them. These are a dozen, 2.5 ounce in each little bag. And you can't find these in the store, or if you do, I have seen them for about $4 for not even this much, or maybe a little more. And usually they're mushy, they're wet, they're ugh. You know, they're not fresh. So what I'm doing here is I'm in the middle of cutting some, and all you do, you grip them gently, but you don't have to be too gentle. I don't know quite how many more I need for this, because I'm weighing them as I do this. Just take them and put them in the bag. You're giving them a haircut. You can look at it that way. Just a haircut. Cut above the ground. You don't want the seed in there. These are not sprouts. These are shoots. These are pea shoots. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay, these are beautiful. They're delicious. They taste like fresh peas, and you can put them on salads. You can put them in sandwiches. I love them in sandwiches, but I always chop them up. I don't like them stringy, but they are delicious, and I invite you to try some. The trick is finding the seed. If you can find a maybe a farm supplier. The kind of seeds that I used for these are gray sugar snap. They're not sugar snap peas. They're sugar snow peas. They're gray snow peas. Anyway, and I'm able to usually get them about $6 for I forget how many pounds, but it's a big amount.
Untreated?
You have to make sure they're untreated. You don't want poisons on your seeds. You can tell if they're treated if they have icky pink on them. You don't want to be eating that stuff. So anyway, this is food all you wanted to know. No, this is food all you never wanted to know. And like, share, subscribe. Take care.